Tammy in the building.
You so silly. All right, check YouTube and see if we on the air
Who we
now.
got? Who we got?
All right, all right. We should be back on air, y'all. All right, so let me see, cause you look, and he got his legs wide open, just knocking me to the side, y'all. You know what I mean? Like I just don't exist. He do the same thing in the bed. He be kicking me out the bed. He got his feet. You know, we got a queen size, right? So how you sleeping this way on a bed and your legs spread out? You got me at the edge of the bed, at the corner, about to fall off the goddamn bed.
Hey,
he always bogarting me, y'all.
Y'all know the king needed space. He got to stretch out.
Well, the king need to get a goddamn king-size bed, don't he, if he wanted space? Because the king can't hog up the goddamn space. Man, tell you the queen goes to whoop his ass, too, while he's sleeping.
I hogged the lane.
All right, y'all. Oh, Mia says, I was asking the ancestors to let me see things spiritually clearer. Oh, Mia, what the ancestors show you? Did they show you? They showed you some things. Let me move this out the way, because this is blocking. That's my water, y'all. So they showed you some things? Yeah, Shavonda, that's what we need, a California king. Because he be, you know, all over the bed. Didn't you ever see somebody who sleeps so wild, you wake up when the covers are half on the floor, and I'm like, God damn, I'm freezing my ass off. He got the covers
but they
all
be
over
on
the
her
place.
side. She ain't telling you the truth. They be on her side of the bed on the floor.
Nah, y'all.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Ain't nobody lying.
I ain't never seen nobody that mess up the
Chicago
whole
in
covers.
the building again. Another
Yeah.
person.
All right, y'all. So we just briefly touched on Aretha Franklin, our elder. So let's pour some libations, whatever the will of the ancestors is for her. Then it is what it is, okay? But I want to get into R.Kelly, and I want to talk about this subject, and it may be a little bit of a touchy subject because it's going to touch home for some people, okay? It's going to touch home for some people. Start it over again. It's going to touch home, so we're going to talk about this because y'all heard the song, the 19-minute song R.Kelly did, and he admitted in the song that he had been molested. But what's crazy, families, I seen this a long time ago, okay? I seen this a long time ago. I seen that R. Kelly had been molested. But let me explain something to y'all about this. And I want y'all to understand the spiritual aspects of when people are molested, raped, or whatever it may be, okay? I'm always going to come spiritual as an African indigenous healer, you know, and doing the things that I do, seeing spirits, calling down spirits, you know, calling down gods and Orises and ancestors, you know what I mean? Y'all got to understand what this is.
And chasing away spirits and demons and slaying
Damn
them.
right, because I don't like goddamn demons. Because I send them back to the goddamn hell, to the abyss, or whatever you want to call it, to the bottom of the goddamn sea. All right. Now, what I'm going to say is people must understand the spiritual side of when acts of molestation, when acts of rape, or whatever it may be takes place. Is there justification for this? Hell no. You touch one of my children, I'm going to cut your head off and your penis too, okay? At the end of the day. But as a spiritual healer, we have a lot of healing to do. Now, going back to R. Kelly did a song, and, you know, they're trying to, you know, take him down like they did Bill Cosby. Now, we do know right from wrong, but we do know the ones that are spiritual understand that when a person molest, okay, they're actually possessed by a spirit of lust or a spirit of molestation or whatever the hell you want to call it. But it's a spirit that takes over the body. Now, let me explain something to y'all. There's many type of spirits. There's many disagreeable spirits. There's many agreeable spirits, okay? There's sex spirits. There's all kind of spirits. There's alcohol spirits. Spirits that just feed off of alcohol. You understand? Spirits that just feed off of anger. And what happens is when these spirits get a hold of your body, they can possess you. It's just like being possessed. But when you're possessed with these type of spirits, it's a different type of possession. It's not like what you see in The Exorcist and they cursing you out and you know, changing their voices and shit.
But they will curse you out.
Well, they will curse you out, but you gotta be able to identify the different type of spirits. Now, true story. When a person is molested at a young age, if they're not cleansed off, them spirits will follow them and take hold of their body. They will follow them. Mm-hmm. Now, we do know that most people that are molested, I'm going to say most, but majority of them, they're either promiscuous, they're either gay, lesbian, bisexual, okay? Or they become molesters, okay? These are all different type of spirits that roll within and out their bodies, okay? Now, what we have to understand is R.Kelly admitted that he was molested. And he was molested from a little boy all the way up until 14 years old. And I know he's not lying because I read this shit years ago. I read it spiritually years ago. And I know he's not lying. Does he know right from wrong? Yes, he does. But when a spirit takes over your body, such as someone getting possessed, you all know this to be true. Just like you have cases of where people get possessed with demons and they do things and go crazy and kill, and they'll say that the demon told them to do it. That shit is real. It's not fake. It's not nothing to take lightly. It's real. When a person is telling you that they're hearing voices, and the voices are telling you to kill a whole goddamn house, you best better believe, you better not think it's a joke, because your ass gonna be sleeping and waking up with a goddamn knife over your goddamn throat wishing you would listen. This is real. Same thing with molestation and people who have been molested or, messed with at a young age. These spirits stay on them. And what actually happens, and this is a true story, little girl I used to know, she had been molested when she was younger. And when she was about 7, 8 years old, she had a problem with masturbating. What happened is the spirit would take over her body to help to make this little girl masturbate. Okay, this is real talk. Okay, and then when she got older, she became very, very promiscuous because that spirit of sex and lust and was taking over her body, and she didn't know why. And she was like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do it. But every time it comes over me, I could hear something or I could feel something saying, do it, do it, do it. This is real, family. And we must start taking it serious. As much as this is a very touchy subject, we need to cover this subject because it's a very serious topic. And what I found years ago, when I started reading a lot of men, okay? I started reading a lot of men. I was finding out that just maybe or even more men had been molested as women that have been touched by uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, family, babysitters. You understand? And I'm talking about young age. But see, what happens is a lot of these men and boys are affected by this energy, these spirits that take over their bodies. And see, what happens is, it's like a double-edged sword. Oh, well, she just made you a man. Well, how the hell you make an 8-year-old a man and you make him have sex with you and you're goddamn 13 years old? That's not okay. And see, what'll happen is society, this patriarchal society, oh, that's okay. You know what I mean?
Soul of a Hawk got a question for you.
All right, shoot.
Soul of a Hawk says, lady, all gay people aren't gay because of molestation, which he wasn't really paying attention. You said not all.
First of all, so
how do you explain women being molested by men and then being attracted to women?
First of all, let me explain something to you. You should have listened clearly, Soul of a Heart. And this lady got a name. My name is WUNAM, a.k.a. Nicky Love. So let me explain something to you. I didn't say all. If you would have heard what I said majority of them. That they either become promiscuous, gay, lesbian, or bisexual. I didn't say all because I have read a couple of people who were never molested and they actually, you understand, decided they wanted to be gay or lesbian, and that's another whole show topic. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is the spirit of these spirits taking over the body, and that we need to pay attention to it because this is real. It's just like being possessed by the goddamn devil or a disagreeable spirit. It's real. So when we have this level of, sexual activity taking place in any type of manner, something is not right. So don't get it confused. You must be gay. And I don't have nothing against gay. I got gay friends, and I'm going to sound just like the white folks. I got gay friends. But let me tell you something. I didn't say all gays were goddamn molested.
Soul of a Hawk. What does Soul of a Hawk look like? They say you are bogus.
You know what? Soul of a Heart. That's probably goddamn Andre playing on the fucking plate. Get your fat bubbly ass off of here. Fat bubbly eyed ass on here off of this goddamn threat before I send a goddamn spirit at you. Anyway, let's not get off the topic. So what I'm saying is, in reference to R. Kelly, what we have to understand is that R. Kelly is walking with a lot of disagreeable spirits. And yes, there are some. I'm gonna tell y'all what I see. He got about 3 different type of sexual spirits with him. Okay? He got about 3 different sexual spirits with him. And let me tell you all this, and they walk through his body. Okay? Now, you know, everybody has their opinion about this subject, and we all do. Don't get it confused. You touch one of mine, I don't care how many goddamn spirits in your ass, I'm going to have to chop your goddamn stuff off, okay? But as a spiritualist and as a healer, you must recognize the energy that's attached to this, because if you look at how many women and men have been molested, and it's a generation after generation after, you hear this is common. Generation after generation, and you know, you're being touched. I had a woman that I helped, 14 years old. Her mother's husband was having sex with her from 11 to 14 years old. Oof. Got her pregnant, right? The mother hushed it. This woman had issues. I had tried to help her, but you can't help the ones who don't want to be helped. But she was an alcoholic, and she told me the story. And the son that she had with the daddy ended up shooting himself at 16 years old in the head because he found out that that wasn't his real mother, his grandmother. See, but the truth of the matter is, this girl was being molested by a grown-ass man from 11 to 14 years old, and he ended up impregnating her. And the mother knew it and hushed it and said, if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill you. Her own mother. Okay? And this happened in South Carolina. Now, let me tell y'all something. This type of energy is very, I'm sure half of you on here can identify with it. You can identify with being molested. Somebody touched you, cousin, uncle, brother, you know what I mean, sister. Even women molest too. Don't get it confused. Okay? Women molest too. And let me tell you something. This is a serious topic because we gotta break that ice. We gotta start getting rid of them demons. Now, what I do is, if I have people come to me that actually been molested and dealing with that type of energy, and they're promiscuous, or that person is very highly sexual, or they feel like, you know, well, I don't want to be with a woman or a man because at the end of the day, I was raped by a woman, I was raped by a man, whatever the case may be, we take them to the sea and we cleanse them. But see, the sea is a very big body of water, and it's salt. We take them to a saltwater sea. So what happens is we have to cleanse them. They have to go through a 3-day process to get these spirits off of them, and they have to be protected, okay? So with saying that, that's how we deal with the people who have issues like that. And again, this is a serious topic, because what do you do when a person is crying out for help? And I listened to R. Kelly's little 19-minute song, I Admit. That's the name of the song, y'all. I admit. I
couldn't listen to a 19-minute song.
Well, I did. And I listened to it, and I'm saying, you know, at the end of the day, they may be victims, but he also, too, was a victim. He, too, was a victim. Share another story. Young lady. I took care of her for a while. Had been molested by her father. Turned around and molested her little brother. They got mad at her and put her in a goddamn juvenile center. This girl had issues. And let me tell you something. When I took her on, I was angry, and I cursed the father and the mother. New ass, how the hell you gonna put in there if somebody molested her? She's 8 years old. She's a victim. And you know what? You didn't protect her from being a victim, but now you want to put her in a damn juvenile because she molested your son?
And you're right, but Xavier Friend says sometimes when kids are molested, they go molest other kids. Hurt people.
Exactly.
And so
that's the whole point. So what we have to understand, family, is we gotta stop saying, "Oh well, you know, I'm just cute. He got an issue." So because his mother never took the time. Okay, or because he was afraid to tell, because you hear this all the time. If you tell somebody, you're going to get in trouble, or you the one, you're going to get in trouble. And, you know, people can identify with this topic right here. You're going to get in trouble if you tell somebody, I'm going to kill you. I have my sister, and I say she's my sister. We grew up as sisters, but she was my cousin that was raped and molested by her sister's husband at the age of 5 years old, repeatedly. 6'4", big ass man raping a 5-year-old. To this day, she's not alive. Her thing is like I never could get rid of that memory of him raping her at 5 and holding her mouth, and used to tell her if she told anybody he was gonna kill her. You goddamn right, a 5-year-old is gonna be scared. You see what I'm saying? So what we have to understand, family, this is something serious that we need to start addressing in the community, because it's not stopping. And it's not stopping because you got victims, okay, making more victims, okay, because they haven't gotten the proper cleansing, spiritual cleansing from these goddamn disagreeable, lustful, sexual spirits, and it's a problem. And you know what? At the end of the day, if we don't rectify the problem spiritually, it's going to continue on. And it's probably happening to someone right now. Had another young lady, 4 years old, mother was on heroin, being raped by her grandfather. Locked her in a room for 4 years in a closet, and all the grandfather used to come in there with his goddamn cane and have sex with her at 4 years old, y'all. 4 years old. And now she becomes promiscuous. She has kids. She's sleeping with all kind of men. She don't understand. You know, mentally it messed her up. So what do? You get angry at that person? Had another family member molested by her father, her and her brother. I'm not going to mention names, but her and her brother. I seen it with my own eyes. Now she's older. She gets in trouble because she's molesting other little girls, but it was so bad within her soul. I can see the demons. I could see the demons that were using her body to actually commit this act. And everybody wanted to get angry, but everybody forgot when she was little that the father was having sex with her and her brother. And you know what? He was doing this for years. It got so bad that she was sleeping with her daddy when she got older and said she was in love with her daddy. That's some serious demons for your ass. But watch this. Come to find out, her father and sisters had been molested. Their mother was paying people to come in and have sex with her children when they were little. You see how that spirit just stayed within their souls? And it was a very, very heavy spirit. Very heavy spirit. And that's what I'm saying, family. It's time to deal with this spiritually. Physically, you ain't going to deal with it. Because you too angry and you want to kill somebody. You want to hurt somebody. But physically, spiritually, we can deal with it. And what you have to understand is that molestation can affect people in many different ways. In many different ways. And we have to start doing something about it spiritually, because it's just like being possessed by the devil. Except you're possessed by a spirit that wants to have sex, a spirit that desires it so bad, that comes into your body, and that spirit just wants to, just makes you want to do whatever you have to do. It takes over your body. It takes over your mind. It puts the thoughts in your head. These are real spirits. They take over your body.
Speaking of that, what do you think it is that make these women have sex with animals? And men too, because men be having sex with animals too. I don't understand that.
It's the same thing. It's a spirit. It's like being possessed. Let me say it again. In African traditions, we do a lot of spiritual work, and we call them many, many, many gods or spirits or orises, whatever you want to call them. If I can call down a spirit to mount your body to give me some answers that I seek, you know this is real. If you all have seen somebody that's been possessed, the exorcist was real. Okay? I've seen them. You look at people, I see possessed people all the time. I can tell. We was eating out today. The little boy, I can see the demon in his eyes. And I'm looking back at him, Brother Dinko, I said, that boy got a demon in him. Teeth was brown. I'm telling y'all, it's the same thing as being possessed with a spirit. And
if you're highly righteous or spiritual, a lot of times too, when you look at them, they can't look at you long. They turn their
heads.
Yeah.
You see? So what?
Some of them like to lick their tongue out.
Yeah, some of them do. They lick their tongue out. Well, just how their demons be doing that to me too. They be licking their tongue out and shit on the slick shit, right? Because they know I can recognize demons. I see them. Like we had a lady come in, a Caucasian lady came in the store, and she was dealing with last week. She came and she was dealing with some paranormal activity. So she told me she liked the spirits to come in her, and she does mediumship, and she loves the spirit, but not this one big spirit that killed her dog. Real story, y'all. This happened last week. So the woman, I'm sitting in the reading room, I'm looking at her. I ain't taking my eyes off because I could see the demon in her, right? And then all of a sudden, I seen the demon stick his tongue at me. And then switch back to her, right? I said, oh, you son of a bitch. I see your ass. I said, I see your ass, right? So anyway, I said, look, I said, this is what I can do. I'll come out to your phone. We're going to get rid of that big spirit that you've seen. She said the spirit conjured up a big spider that came to her gate.
And it chased her.
And it chased her husband.
And that shit is real. It's like, you know how in the movies, y'all watch the horror movies? And somebody that has spirits or demons or some kind of gateway in their house, and in the movies, and they'll show like a big animal chasing them, and they're running and running, and they run, and then they like can't get in the door. The demon will hold the door. This shit is real. Shit like that really happens, and you turn around and there's nothing there, and the demon is sitting there laughing because you think the shit funny. Shit like that happens. This is what was happening to this woman.
This is what right. So as she's sitting there, we're talking. I'm looking at the demon. This demon goes like that to me. I said, oh, shit. I said, okay. You lucky this woman is sitting over me because I'll beat that shit out of her ass real quick. You understand? Because I'm good for getting them bushes and beating your demons out, right? So anyway, long story short, people that deal with bestiality are also being possessed to have sex with these animals. Again, we have to understand and let me tell you, they do take a hold of weak souls, okay? They do take a hold. If you're a weak soul, it's not hard for you to get possessed by many different type of spirits. Let me tell you, like I said, you got the spirit of anger. You'll see somebody get angry, and then all of a sudden you'll see them get angry and their eyes start turning red. That's a demon in their bodies.
Araday says... He said Cardi B.
You said Cardi B is possessed? Cardi B's not possessed. Leave her alone. I like Cardi B. I like the little Spanish girl. I like her. All right. Any more questions over here?
No. You see this?
Let me see. What's that one?
He said do it when you say I send spirit at you.
What?
He said do it.
You getting smart because you want a goddamn thread. You really don't want me to send no spirits at you. You know what I mean? See, I have a low tolerance for nonsense like that. People that don't want to learn and listen and get knowledge. And I know who that is. At the end of the day, you better sit down because you know what? You are scared of the doors and you are scared of the dark. And you know what? The best time to get you is when you sleeping. I'm going to send my dwarfs to you and they're going to whoop your ass while you sleeping. How about that? I heard it's the animals' energy is why they have sex with them. You know, animals could get possessed too.
Yeah,
okay?
Animals do get possessed.
They do get possessed.
Especially dogs can get possessed easier than cats.
Right. Easier than cats. Cats didn't watch the spirits. Cats don't. It's very rare you see cats get possessed, but I've seen dogs possessed before. I think I've seen one cat that was really possessed. And me and my crazy ass figured I was going to take the cat in because we had moved into this house. It was cat. I felt sorry for the poor cat. And guess what? That cat was fighting with my cat. Every time I turned around, he was like, ah! Like going crazy. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this cat? And the goddamn cat was messing with my cat. So your little ass got to go. I grabbed it and threw it back outside. You can't stay in here because you're possessed. That was the only time I seen a cat possessed. Dogs get possessed. But I don't know about that Ira Day. I don't know about the energy of the animal. Now, although animals can, obtain spirits in their physical bodies, I don't see too many. It's the people.
And people gotta realize those animals carry like natural diseases that's just in their body, like herpes and shit like that. So that's probably where the shit came from. So y'all better,
Joy Hinkle said, "What if their eyes move back and forth?" I'm not scared of that, Joy. I will whip that goddamn demon out of them. They will not know what happened. I had a case. I do exorcisms, y'all. So I had a young lady, and she was possessed. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. She walked past me. She was in a wheelchair, right, y'all? And she came past me. I said, you better stop. I said, you better stop with the goddamn demon shit, right? And I'm looking at her. She said, I said, you don't know who I am. That little chick in the wheelchair, y'all, she turned around. She said, you don't know who I am. I said, oh, shit. I said, oh, shit. So I called her my daughters. I guess get her little ass in the room. I said, you hold her, you hold her, you hold her, you hold her, right? So when I told her that, I said, now let me show you who I am. So I started doing the rituals and the chants on her and doing all kind of shit with the herbs and everything over her. And that demon was screaming out. That demon was screaming out. I got a video of it somewhere. It was years ago, y'all. And that demon was screaming out, let go of me. I said, get out of her. Now, mind you, I'm talking to the demon because I know she's possessed. So this demon she had was a powerful demon, but it wasn't more powerful to me because that bitch, when I took her breath, I had to take her breath in order for the demon to release her body. And she was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I told the demon, I said, release her. This is real. Y'all, this is no joke. I'm not scared of when I see them rolling their eyes back. That shit don't scare me. It don't, because I don't like them and they know. And every time I've done an exorcism, what happens is them demons would talk shit. I had another one come for me all the way from Delaware. Drove her all the way from Delaware. And the demon wouldn't get out. I don't want to talk to her. Yeah, right? Real talk, y'all. And I don't want to talk to that bitch. This is the demon, y'all. I said, bring her here. I said, carry her over here. They know. They know. Them demons are very smart. These are spirits, y'all. This ain't no joke. Now, if you are not familiar with this type of stuff and you are afraid of them, yes, they can get a hold of you. I hate them, and they know that. They know I can't stand them. They know, you know what, it irks me when they're around. I can smell them. I can see them. You see what I'm saying? So with saying that, these spirits, and I'm telling y'all, there's many types. There's the ones that like drunk people. They get in the body and they just feed off the alcohol, There's the ones that feed off of depression. You see what I'm saying? You were depressed, that's that. And I wish y'all could see what I could see. I'm telling y'all, I can see them. I can see the spirit of them. And you got the ones that are real, you know, depressive. You got the sad demon. You got the happy demon. You know what I mean? You got the angry demon, you know? And then you got the ones who are sneaky, that sneak around, you know? You got the little gargoyle ones that, you know, look like little gargoyles and what do you call them, little gremlin things. Then you got the ones that are big with hunchbacks. You see what I'm saying? I see them bitches, and I don't like them, and they know I don't like them. They know I don't like them. What makes people so wicked? Amate, we are beings that are holding both sides of the fence, good and bad, okay? A lot of times when you see people that are wicked like that, those are people who are weaker vessels and weaker souls. And they're easily occupied by demons and disagreeable spirits. You see? Some people, as a matter of fact, speaking about the lady I was just telling you about, some people like that energy. Some people, she told me, I don't want to get rid of the good spirits. I want to get rid of the bad. I said, well, look here. God damn it. You shouldn't want none of them because your life is a pure mess now. But the point is, some people, and I notice mostly Caucasian people, they like this type of energy. And nothing, don't get offended, but it is what it is, because most of my clients that are Caucasian, they don't mind having shit, knocking shit around the house and throwing shit around and slipping down the stairs and shit. They think that's, you know, cool. I got a spirit in my house. You know what I mean? So we're saying that, Mate, a lot of times, you know, we do have a side of us that is naturally, I wouldn't say wicked, disagreeable. So you got your agreeable and disagreeable. You see? So with saying that, we can become disagreeable. But when you see somebody that's wicked, like evil, just plain evil and do evil shit, that's demons. Them demons have taken over that righteous side, that how can I put it, that for Western terminology, God side, and has overtaken your whole body. Okay? Ken says, seems like I see spirits in the corner of my eye, and when I look, it's nothing there. Oh, yeah, shit. They're having a good old goddamn time. Y'all ain't know? They're having a good old time. I hear them walking around having a good time. You know what I mean? Walking, you see them running past your eye. I see them all the time. All the time. And you have to remember when the portal was open, even more were let down. The first one they were let down was in 2003 that I seen when I was in New York. When I was back home, I was in White Plains. I was looking up at the sky. I seen them. Mm-hmm. Second one I seen when they was really coming down here like crazy was in August 8th on the Lions Gate, when the Lions Gate opened. And then the third time is when this last blood moon happened on July 27th. Okay? So you're going to see more of them. It's sort of like we are, as I said before, the dimensions are collapsing. So these spiritual beings are actually more rampant on the earth right now. Okay?
Jakar says, how about evil-eyed people and people who sending stuff like curses to others? How do you send it back? Cancel all negative energy. How about words of power?
You want to answer that?
Would you want it like ritual-wise, or just how you just send it back? It's a couple of ways. I ain't gonna really get into like the secrets that we do, because some of the stuff is just secrets. But some of the things you can do, like say if you're out and about and if you're spiritual, you can feel somebody sending something to you. If you have time, you could always just go to a tree, because the tree are connected everywhere. So if somebody's sending negative energy, I don't care if they're in another state. If you get barefooted and ground yourself and put your hands on that tree and start chanting and say what you want to send, just send that energy back to whoever's sending it. It'll go back and hit them. But, you know, there's other ways also.
You know, how about the evil eye? The evil eye, send the evil eye back to their asses. You want to look at me evil? I'm going to look at you evil. You know? You know what I mean? Send it back to their asses. You know, in African tradition, we don't believe in that evil eye stuff, but I know a lot of Western, you know, traditions, they do believe in giving the evil eye, stuff like that, okay? What else she said? And people who send suffering and curses to others. People who send, you know, all you have to do is, as I told you all before, water is the most powerful element right now, okay? And all you got to do with people like that is, if you know who it is, then what you do is you get their picture, you get their name, put them in some water. Pray over the water, that'll shut all of that down. Mm-hmm. It'll stop all of it. All of it. Anything in water will stop it, okay? That's what you have to do if you know who it is. If you don't, do the same thing, but put whoever my enemies are that are sending me evil or trying to make me suffer, I return it back to you, and you put that in a piece of water and let the water do the work for you, because that is the most powerful element on this earth. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And don't forget to pray over it.
Right. Now, I want to answer Amate's question, where do demons come from? We are the ones who manifest. Without us, spirits will not be able to work. Mm-hmm. Understand that. Without us, spirits will not work for you. Okay? We are the ones who feed the spirits, or the gods, or the Orisa. Okay? We are the ones who actually created and allowed to manifest these disagreeable spirits, not us per se. I'm going to say most of the demons I know came from the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Speaking on that, I see a lot of like a lot of people that we do help, they're really heavy into the church. And some people, I went to this guy's house, like I told this story once before, and the guy, he couldn't get these spirits out of his house. He had pictures of Jesus all over his house. He was praying every day. When he got baptized, like, he was really trying to get this stuff to stop, and he couldn't get it to stop until I went and did the work to get these disagreeable spirits out of his house. And what I've noticed with people that are heavy into the church, a lot of spirits and demons are attached to them for one reason or another. And I just feel like that energy, like being in the church and stuff like that, for some reason, that attracts demons. So I got this theory, but I don't know if I'm correct on this. I just feel like a lot of stuff that I think they gave you the opposite of what to call on in the Bible or something. I don't know, but I just know that a lot of people that are heavy into the church are attached. Demons are attached to them for some reason, especially the priests and the preachers also. That's why the preachers can't get right.
So, Lion's Gate. I'm not gonna get off into it too much, but August is the sign of the Leo. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when the portal opens on that date, okay, when the portal opened on that date, there were more spirits let down here. Okay, and we'll do another whole show on that. Okay. But if you got into a car accident on that date, that has nothing to do with that gate being opened up, that portal being opened up, okay? Mm-hmm. I want to make sure nobody's sending no energy to you, Nicole. Nobody's sending no energy to you. I don't know. That's what I'm saying, okay?
And, you know, like we told y'all on prior shows, we told y'all, we warned y'all about dealing, like, but the energy wind, the Ogun energy is very heavy now. So y'all need to be giving y'all offerings to Ogun, or, just giving them something every now and then.
Okay. All right.
And we said that in a prior show.
Okay. All right. Now, let me see. So, Irod Day says, hold on, y'all. Let me answer this. With the evil eye, I am and have always been susceptible to them is because I'm a Pisces. Has nothing to do with Pisces, and you don't have to be susceptible to them.
If you believe you are, you will be.
Right. If you believe somebody could put the evil eye on you, you know what I mean? Then you'll be accessible to them. But I had this lady try to do that to me, and I looked at her like she'd lost her goddamn mind. And I could read her mind. I knew she was trying to do it. I looked at her like, you got the wrong one. I never forget it. I was in a doctor's office, and she came back, and she busted open the door and looked at me like this to give me the evil. I'm looking at this chick like, you must don't know who you messing with. Yeah, I don't want to do that. You wouldn't want to do that if I was you. Because you can have the evil eye, but I got the power of Ashe. All I got to do is say something to shut you down. And that's another thing that was asked over there. Yes, we have the power, what we call the power of Ashe. Mm-hmm. And Christian terminology is the death and life is in the power of the tongue. Well, you have people that have the power to say things, and they can hurt you. They can shut you down.
Even in churches, even people that
go to churches, you have that power, and they don't even know, which they
but
call.
But they think it came from Jesus.
Right, they think it came from Jesus, but this is something where we call the witch energy, or the energy of the Iami in Yoruba, you know what I mean, or the Age, you know what I mean. So what happens is you have people that walk with this type of power, you see, and you have to be very careful. And see, this is something I had for years, and I have to be very careful what I say because it happens. It happens, you see. So that's a power within itself. Okay. Fear the church has. That's so deep. My mom is very religious, and my son keeps telling me he's seeing ghosts and scared, and he has never said that. Like, that's really fearful.
Sahar says, do they antagonize spiritual people and righteous people? She's talking about the spirits and demons.
Do they do what?
Antagonize spiritual people.
Especially spiritual people.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, I had another Hispanic lady, I think it was a couple years ago, and she called me, and she was possessed. And her mother said that she was in the room and reading her Bible all the time, and she kept reading the Bible, reading scriptures in the Bible, and this woman got possessed.
Because remember, it's a lot of evil things in that Bible. Remember, a lot of people, you can do ritual work out of the Bible. Just from the scriptures and all of that too. And how you say that? Carly. Me too. I see spirits, shadow people. They are fast. I even see orbs, bright light bulbs traveling fast. The shadow people, I don't really just think they're fast. I think they realize once you see them out your eye and you turn and look, they know that you see them, and
They move quick.
Yeah, they don't reveal themselves anymore either. Like,
yeah, they won't reveal themselves.
Yeah, because they like to sneak around and shit. And y'all that like y'all rooms dark and shit like that at night. Be careful, because like spirits like to hide in corners, closets, under the bed, dark places and shit like that too. So,
That's right. So y'all be careful. And you should have your protection. You should have protection on your bodies, in your room. Have protection away from these type of spirits, and they're real heavy right now.
And always sleep with your protection on, because sometimes people, a lot of people do spiritual work at night, so you want to be sleeping with your protection on at all times.
That's right. That's right. All right. Me too. I see spirits in the shadow. People that are fast. I've been off.
That's the one I just read.
Oh, okay.
Julia Doucette says, Miss Nikki, Miss Nikki, how do you know you're casting out demons? How do you know you're casting out demons?
Because I could see them, and I know when they'll leave the body. Okay. In African traditions, we do it in many different ways. Okay. One way is there's certain herbs that's put in the joints in the body that demons don't like. So it depends on what demon I'm recognizing, and then I'll know what I need to do. Okay? Now, in cases where you have somebody who's possessed, like really like talking in different voices, and that is going to require for you to put cuts in their body and their joints, to put certain medicines in their body.
Yeah.
And these herbs dispel demons.
And most of these herbs don't come from America.
These herbs come from Africa.
Can't get them in America.
Right. So once you do that, them demons are gone. Like this, like quick. There's some where, depending on, again, the certain demon or whatever spirit it is, where I might just use certain chants, certain words. And once I do that, they'll leave. And I put protection on that person so they can't come back. And that's making certain charms that have certain, sort of like this, that have certain, medicines and, things in there that protect you from any type of demon, okay? So there's many different ways to remove a demon out of somebody's body. Many different ways, okay? All right, family. Wish they had spiritual boxing gloves. Mia, you know what? You do have spiritual boxing gloves. You do. Number one, don't fear them. See, if you notice, people with weak souls and people that get scared are the ones who are affected the most. That's when they start messing, when you scared. But if you hear some shit, put on some music. Tell them, get the hell up out of my house. Get out of here. I'm not playing with you. You tell them. You let them know. You know that they're there. So with saying that, you get them out. Tell them they got to go. No, you can't stay here. But they feed off of fear. Because they know people are scared. So they feed off of fear. And when they start knocking shit down in your house and shaking your bed and slamming doors, tell them, look here. You got 2 seconds to get up out this house. Right? And you raise your voice and you demand that they leave. Some of them may not, depending on your power and your ashe, and some of them may. And if you can't, then you call one of us. Call one of us. We'll get them out of there, okay? All right.
Oh, I should say, is the fear of the religion that creates those demons? I guess you meant, is the fear in the religion that creates those demons?
He said it's the fear the religion creates those demons, and you're right. You're right. Because it is them who told you that there was a hell. It is them that began to create fear in humanity. It is them that says there's evil, okay? And there's evil demons and spirits. So when you have people, you have enough people, it's just like, you got a certain amount of people. Long story short, we got to get off of here. Y'all got to do a reading. But you got people that actually are feeding off of or for instance, like this, y'all. If you got 100 people or 1,000,000 people calling out God, God is going to manifest into existence in their world, okay? In their world. So if they said they seen God, yeah, they seen God, but I ain't see God, right? So you got 1,000,000 people putting energy into creating a make-believe deity called Jesus or God. And guess what? In our world, it's make-believe because we haven't seen it, but they may have as well seen it because you got 1,000,000 people putting the energy into and the vision into creating this deity that is named Jesus. Same thing. You got the Catholics who said, if you don't do this and do that and do that, you're going to hell. They're just now admitting that they made that up and there's no hell. So with saying that, what we have to understand is with that hell, they created demons.
Not to mention that, not only did the priests are coming out saying that was made up, but remember we was watching it the other day, and the Catholic priest said the devil is not evil.
See what I'm saying?
We was watching.
See what I'm saying? So you have millions of people that, yeah, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. The devil isn't real. The devil is this. So it manifested to an existence.
I believe the ones that say God made me do it. Maybe God did.
It is what it is. On that note, family, we getting ready to get up out of here. I got to get off here. I got a reading. And what?
They said, somebody just asked, do we have Christian people coming to our store to get rituals done? You want to answer that?
Do we? Do we?
We got pastors' wives. We got
the holiest of the holiest coming, talking about they singing in church on Sunday, coming in there on Monday, right? Oh, I got to go to church tomorrow. But sister, I need you to do this ritual for me, sister. That's right. Yeah. I need to get this man. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I said, well, how was church yesterday? Well, why you didn't ask God to do that for you? Shit, we do get Christians that come up in there, and them Christians be wanting rituals just like anybody else.
Yeah, we do the rituals.
Yep. Okay, Michelle Lawrence says, when I was a young lady, we dressed in red, used to try to take me. She had a suitcase. She would pack my clothes and try to take me. My father and mother finally one night seen her, and my father cursed her out, and I heard stuff hitting walls. She did not come back. Lady in red. That sounds like a succubus spirit. That's what it sounds like, a succubus. All right, family. We're getting ready to get off of here. Love you guys. Love you guys on YouTube, and we will be on again, okay? If there's something y'all wanted to talk about, hit us up, let us know. We'll be back on. We'll be back on this week. You know, we've been busy. We'll be back on this week, so hit us up and let us know, okay? Last question. Julia Doucette says, I remember calling Jesus' name, and I got a spiritual whipping out this world. Them demons was coming out out of nowhere. I had to leave Christianity. Julia, I'm going to say Toy Moo, Ashe. It's almost like saying amen, or you know what I mean? Toy Moo, Ashe. You did the best thing, okay? The best thing you could do, get out of Christianity. It is what it is.
Sunshine Girl says, yes, we are cursed in the church. We left and are doing better.
I'm going to say again, Toy Moo, Ashe. Come back to your African traditions where you have the real power, okay? And we're going to leave you all with that, family. Again, we'll see you this week. If you want us to talk about something, let us know. Hit us up on our inbox in YouTube. Hit us up on our inbox on Facebook. Do check out our website, www.wunamandadinkra.com. That's WUNAM and A-N-D, Adinkra, ADINKRA.com. Check out our website. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube page. Hit that little bell so you know when we're coming on.
And also follow WUNAM on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter is Twitter.com/NickyLoveWunam. That's NICKY, y'all.
We're trying to get those Twitter followers up too, so we need y'all to follow her. You know, share her tweets and all that.
We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, on YouTube, all the social media. Hit us up, check us out. Good night, family. Gotta go. I got a reading to do for someone. So we will see everybody soon.
And it's the Nikki Love Show when you look it up on YouTube. And you see our picture up there. Her picture up there.
Look, yeah, on YouTube, but the Nikki Love Show. Okay. Blessings, family.
All right. Peace.